Hi guys, this is Jyotsna and welcome to my channel. So today we'll be studying French and the reference that I have taken is from the book Le Nouveau Frontières. So as you can see on my screen, we'll be studying from lesson 1. We are studying from lesson 1, rencontre, which means meeting. So lesson 1 will be focusing today more on vocabulaire et grammaire. So let's start a little bit with the vocabulary and grammar. So in lesson 1, in lesson 1, as you can see in grammar, there's this description of professions, les nationalités, masculin ou féminin, épelé et les nombres. So we'll be doing these very briefly, and I hope that this basic French class helps you in your comprehension of French. So talking about the professions, which is les professions, as you can see here, it is il est, elle est. Il est is he is, elle est is she is. Il est, il in French is he, and elle in French is she. Il est, elle est. He is, she is. Médecin, médecin, doctor. Journaliste, journaliste, journalist. Secrétaire, secrétaire, secretary. Architecte, architecte, architect. Professeur, professeur, teacher. Mécanicien, mécanicien, mécanique. Écrivain, écrivain, writer. Étudiant, étudiante. So étudiant in French is student. Étudiante is also student. So quelle est la différence? What is the difference? So étudiant is masculine and étudiante is feminine. So if I am saying il est étudiant, he is student. But if I am saying elle est étudiante, she is student. So in that case we are using étudiante, which is with an e. Okay, so in the case of masculine we are using étudiant, in the case of feminine we are using étudiante. Musicien, musicien is a musician. Musician, musician is again a musician, but as I said, this will be femina. So femina, il est musicien, elle est musicienne. This is the difference. Il est musicien, elle est musicienne. Next, chanteur. Chanteur is a singer. So il est chanteur, but elle est chanteuse. She is singer. So in English also, the word singer does not change whether we are saying he or she, but in French the word changes. So this is a peculiarity of French. This is something specific to French. So il est chanteur, he is singer, but elle est chanteuse, she is singer. So there are certain words which you can see are gender specific and certain words which are not. So this is something which you'll have to memorize it. So as of now, you can just memorize the names of these professions. Okay. Now moving on to les nationalités. Les nationalités, as you can see on top, it is mentioned pays. Pays in French is country. En France, in France, en Espagne, in Spain, en Allemagne, in Germany, au Japon, in Japan, au Maroc, in Morocco, aux États-Unis, in United States. So these are the names of the countries. Pays, as I said, is country. So France is a country, Espagne is a country, Allemagne country, Japon, Maroc, Zetazuni. Now we'll be seeing the nationalities. So in nationalities, so if it is masculine or feminine, so we will be seeing what is the nationality for someone who is staying in France. It is Français. Français means French. So I'll say il est français. He is French. But in the case of femina, I'll say française. Française is French. Elle est française. She is French. Now moving on to the next, Espanol. Espanol is Spanish. So someone who is staying in Spain, his nationality would be Espanol. So il est espagnol, but elle est espagnol with an E, as you can see in the spelling here. So il est espagnol, elle est espagnol. So this is something very specific to French, that in the case of masculine we are adding an E to the nouns. En Allemagne, so someone who is from Germany, the nationality is Allemand, Allemande. So il est allemand, elle est allemande. So again we have added an E. He is German. Il est allemand, elle est allemande. She is German. Japon. Japon is Japan. So the nationality for someone who is coming from Japan is Japonais, as you can see here, Japonais. And someone who is femina, it would be Japonaise. Japonaise. So il est japonais, he is Japanese. Elle est japonaise, she is Japanese. Okay. Similarly, as you can see here, Marocain. Marocain is Moroccan. So somebody who is from Morocco is a Marocain. So il est Marocain, he is Moroccan, but elle est Marocaine, she is Moroccan. Il est Américain, he is American, but elle est américaine, she is American. So again, as I said, this is specific to French. To the nouns we are adding an E in the case of femina. Okay, so this is a little bit about the nationalities, les nationalités. Now what is this les? Les in French means the. So les nationalités, the nationalities. So we'll be doing little bit more about the articles later. Okay. Now talking about the masculin ou féminin. So masculin ou féminin is, they have given few examples here. Je suis anglais, I am English. Je in French is I. Je suis anglais, I am English. Je suis étudiant, I am student. But in the case of femina, you can see je suis anglaise. So we have added an E. Je suis étudiante. We have added an E. So as you can see here also, il est anglais, il est étudiant. He is English, he is student. But elle est anglaise, elle est étudiante. She is English, she is student. So this is the difference, that in the case of nouns we are adding an E in French. This is something peculiar in French. This is something specific to French. So, il est anglais, elle est anglaise. Il est étudiant, elle est étudiante. Okay, so I hope this concept of masculine or femina is clear. So, now moving on to the conjugation of some very basic verbs, which is être and appeler. So, let's start with the conjugation of these verbs. So, être in French means to be. So, we say je suis. Je suis is I am. Tu es. Tu es is you are. Vous êtes. Vous êtes is you plural are. Il est. Il est is he is. Elle est. Elle est is she is. So, je is I, tu is you, vous is you plural, il is he, elle is she. Now, let's take some examples here as given in the table. Je suis français. I am French. Je suis médecin. I am doctor. Tu es français. You are French. Tu es médecin. You are doctor. Il est français. He is French. Elle est française. She is French. So remember, we are using elle est française here, not elle est français. Elle est française because it is feminine. So this is the conjugation of the verb être. So this is something which you should learn. This is something which you should write. This is something which should be on the top of your memory. So je suis, tu es, vous êtes, il est, elle est. Conjugation of the verb être. Now moving on to the conjugation of the verb appeler. Now appeler is basically to call oneself. So if I say je m'appelle, it means I call myself, but basically it means my name is. Je m'appelle Jyotsna. Comment tu t'appelles? What is your name? Tu t'appelles. Your name is. Vous vous appelez. Your name is. Vous in French is you, but plural. Il s'appelle. His name is. Elle s'appelle. Her name is. Now let's see some examples. Like je m'appelle Sylvie. My name is Sylvie. Tu t'appelles Roland. Your name is Roland. So as you can see that in je m'appelle and tu t'appelles the spelling is slightly different. Tu t'appelles we have added an S. Right? Vous vous appelez. You call yourself or your name is Sylvie. Il s'appelle Roland. His name is Roland. Elle s'appelle Sylvie. Her name is Sylvie. So if someone asks you comment tu t'appelles, what's your name? The answer is je m'appelle, whatever your name is. Okay, so again this is a very basic verb which you can memorize. You can write it down, you can put it in your notebook, and it's better if you practice it, you memorize it. Okay, so this is the conjugation of appeler. Now appeler, as you can see here, is to call. Okay, So here we can see in the image someone is asking for nom et prénom. So nom in French is last name, et is and, prénom is your name. So if you are filling up any form in French, or if someone asks you nom et prénom, prénom is first name and nom is last name. Okay, like you can see here in the example also, Bruno Roland. So Bruno is the last name, Roland is the first name. So Roland is prénom and Bruno is nom. Okay, so this is something very basic, which is nom et prénom. Prénom is your first name and nom is your last name. So now moving on, we'll be doing les nombres. Les nombres in French are the numbers. So les nombres, as you can see on top, I've done it in my previous videos as well, so I'll be doing this very quickly today. So les nombres, again as I said, les in French is the and nombre is numbers. So zero, zero is 0, un, one, the 2, trois, trois is 3, quatre, quatre is 4, cinq, cinq is 5, six, six is 6, sept, sept is 7, huit, huit is 8, neuf, neuf is 9, dix, dix is 10. Okay, so this is something very basic in French. So we have seen les professions, we have seen les nationalités, we have seen the concept of masculin ou féminin, we have seen the verb être, we have seen the verb appeler, we have seen les nombres. Okay, so this is something very basic that we have done, and in my subsequent classes I'll be covering other aspects of French language, and I'll be doing it from different books. So today the reference that I have taken is from the book Le Nouveau Frontières. Okay, so that's all for today. Bonjour et au revoir. Merci.